All right, and I'll assume people are wrapping up. So just here, we'll do some quick stretching, just further loosen you up here. Couple steps and just swing your leg up, get a little stretch in. So we'll do 10 times each side and then sideways, but I'll show you guys that later. Okay, so 10 times each side, just relax, stretch kicks, take a few steps, all right? I don't think we're gonna go too hard cardio intense today. I'm not really feeling it, but it's okay. I'll still make you cry. Okay, let's go. All right, and next, after you're done, just sideways stretch kick. So step behind your foot and just swing it up. Woo! Really feeling that. Okay. 10 times each side. Okay, and now just some light rotations and stuff. We'll just do some shoulder rotations. So arms a little bit bent. Just loosen up the upper body too. And other way. Ooh, I heard a crack at each of my shoulders. I don't know whether to be concerned or happy. And full arm rotations. So arms more straight. And other way. And just swing your arms back and forth a little bit. Give yourself a big hug, stretch out. And last one, just bending down, 1, 2, 3, and back. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, and down, 1, 2, 3, and back. 2, 3, and up. Okay. All right. So I think this time we're going to work a little bit more just strength stuff. I know we did strength last week too. I think we're going to do strength basically every week because yeah, cardio is a little hard to do without more materials and stuff. But yeah, I think we're going to focus a bit more on core stuff, maybe a little bit of back, glute. We'll see. Okay. So I'm just going to kick it off. So get like a mat or something. And we're just going to kick it off with the classic. So we're just going to do some crunches. So like before, we've done a lot of these crunches before. So we've done a lot of these crunches before, right? So just lying on your back here, knees up, more or less a 90-degree angle, hands behind your head, on your chest, just anywhere where you're not pulling to help yourself, no cheating allowed. So here, and slow up as far as you can go. Make sure you get your shoulders off the ground at least, and then slow down, okay? So you want slow control. Okay, so let's go anywhere from like 10 to 20. Wow, I'm so big. I just like put myself on full screen. I'm taking up a lot of it. Okay, so anywhere from like 10 to 20. Take a break in between, breathe. Minute break is good. And we'll do it 3 sets. Okay, let's go. All right, I have one more set to go, but if you finish a little early and you find yourself just sitting around, if you're not feeling your core so much, just do another set. All right. All right, is anybody still going? Is anybody slower than me? Good, good. Okay, so I'm feeling my core already. Okay, so that's it, everybody. Have a good, no, I'm kidding. Okay, so just take a little bit of a break. I'm feeling my core, so you know what? You don't need to take a break. I will. Haha. Okay, so next up, after our break, we're going to do some quick leg ups. So just the usual here. And I personally don't like putting my hands under my butt. It feels like cheating. I get like extra leverage. So I just usually put my hands here, on your shoulders, in front of your chest, whatever works for you, right? And then basically here, slow, legs up and down, almost touching the ground, up and down, okay? So make sure you're taking it slow, controlled movements. All right. And we'll go anywhere from like 10 to 20. I'm probably going to do 15. I think if I do 20, I might die, especially given that we're going to do one more core exercise later. Okay. So take it as you will, anywhere from like 8 to 20, probably around 15-ish, 12-ish, 10-ish. That's pretty good. Okay. So everybody's rested up? Yes? Good? Okay. 3 sets. Let's go. All right, so I've got one more set, same as before. If you're a little finished and you're not feeling your core, then good on you. You have strong core, you've got strong abs, but always feel free to do some more, all right? Okay, I've got one more set. So make sure, take a solid break between each set. Give your abs a rest, okay? Let's go. All right, well, I don't see very many legs moving up anymore, so either you guys died or you're done. Okay, so I will wait a little bit. Is anybody still going? Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next thing. Don't worry, I'll give your core a break for now. So we're gonna move on to a little bit more dynamic stuff, and then it'll build up into something which I specifically wanted to do today. Okay, so we're just gonna start off. I'm sure everybody knows this exercise. Just here, so in a push-up position, but no, we're not gonna do push-ups this time. So rock climbers, so knee forward and back. So you wanna bring your knee up to your chest, try to keep a more or less straight back, and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So we will just do, we'll keep it light, just 20, take a break, and 2 more times, okay? So we're doing 3 sets total, just like last time. Yeah, so 1 is just the knee up. So 1 knee up is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're not doing that many, just 20, 3 sets. Okay. Everybody good? Yes, yes. Okay, so now we're going to move on to something maybe slightly more crazy. It'll be fun though, don't worry. So everybody knows kind of what like a half lunge is like, right? So kind of from here, right? So not like the full lunge like this, but here, knee bent a little bit. And then you're going to drive this knee up, do a little hop, and back down. So here, up, just like that, okay? So make sure it's a fluid motion, jumping up, landing down. Make sure you're not on a slippery surface. Dry your feet from the sweat. Okay, so we'll do anywhere from like 6 to 12, okay? So here, I'll show it one more time because it is a little confusing. So just here, hands down, and then drive this knee up and back straight. So, and jumping up, right? So one more time slowly here, jump up. Okay, so don't move forward, don't think about doing that. Just think about all your momentum going up. So here, and 1, 2, 3, okay? Make sure you're jumping up, back straight. Okay, jump up high, okay? You don't need to worry about going back into the lunge faster or jump up high, full extended motion, right? So full up here, and then back down, okay? No rush between sets. The only part that should be fluid and fast is the jump up, okay? But don't worry about making it super fast, or just as long as you're just doing the motion, jumping up and going straight here, full extension, okay? Woo. I'm out of breath after talking so much. Okay, so anywhere from like 6 to 12, you choose. We'll do 3 sets, okay? So you know what? No, not 6 to 12. We're going 8 to 15, okay? So
Is it both legs?
yeah, exactly. So we're gonna do one leg, then do the other leg, and then take a break. One leg, other leg, take a break. Okay? So this will take a while, but yeah, anywhere from 8 to 15. Let's go. I take it back. These are harder than I thought they were. Do anywhere from like 8 to like 12. You can do 3 sets of 15 if you want. I think it's a bit much though. This exercise always makes me more tired than I think it will. Okay. Make sure you're taking good breaks. And the key to this is the full extension when you jump up, right? You want your back to be straight up, right? Okay, so full jump as high as you can and straight back. Really, really important. Okay, you don't want your butt sticking out at all. Okay, so another important part of this exercise is when you're down in the lunge, make sure your body's down too, right? So you don't want to be lunging up like this and then like this. You're gonna bend over, touch your hands to the ground, and then up, okay? So make sure hands touching the ground. All right, I'm gonna do my last set in a bit. Whew, tired. And make sure when you're jumping up, you're shooting those hips up too, right? So not like here, like this. No, here, hips straight. See, my back is like this. Okay. All right, after you're done, just take a break, go get some water. We'll come back in a few minutes. Okay. All right, so we got one more core exercise, and then maybe either some stretching or some arm stuff or arm stuff as well, depending on how I'm feeling, how everybody's feeling as well. Okay, how's everybody? Good? Yeah? Tired? A little bit? No, not tired? Oh, wow, not tired. Oh, okay, Addie, I see. All right, so next exercise. So everybody knows what a plank is, right? So similar to that, but plank here. I don't know if it's long enough. Okay, here and knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down and knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So basically just plank. Bring one of your knees up to one of your elbows or your shoulder, kind of. Hold it to a count of 4 and back. So we'll go around 8 is probably good. If it's difficult for you, just try to do 4. If you can't do the motion, just try to hold plank. Maybe lift up one leg at a time. Okay, so push yourself, but obviously there's no point in trying to do something if you just can't get the motion down, right? So, all right, so anywhere from like 6 to 8-ish. If it's really tough for you, just do 4, okay? So make sure full count of 4 when that knee is up there, okay? So we're gonna do this 3 times. So do it, take a little break, relax a bit, and 2 more. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, just for reference, each knee is 1. So 8 means 4 on each knee, each side, okay? All right. How's everybody doing? Good? Yes? Okay. Good. Just taking a quick break. So, because Addie's not tired, we're going to do one more set of exercises. You guys should all turn on your cameras too, just like Addie, so I can pick on all of you instead of just Addie. Okay, no, I'm kidding. So, we'll do some push-ups. Yeah. Let's shoot for anywhere from like maybe 8 to 20, depending on how you're feeling, your strength. Okay. And of course, as usual, wow, so dark. Camera's focusing is so bad. Look, oh, I'm brighter now. Okay, so just anywhere from 8 to 20. And if you're having trouble doing normal push-ups, get a soft surface or whatever. Just do them with your knees down. That's better than doing half push-ups that don't really do much. Okay, so anywhere from 8 to 20. We'll do 3 sets. Make sure to give yourself a proper rest, proper break in between. I know I'm tired. Okay. We'll see if we have some time for stretching afterwards, hopefully. Okay, let's go. All right. Whew, I'm dead. All right, so quick little break. Catch your breath. This is mainly for me to catch my breath. All right, okay. So we'll do some quick stretches to finish this off. So first one, just here. Legs straight and just bend over. Try to get your stomach onto your legs and make sure you're keeping your back straight. Okay. All right, and next one here. Just seated splits, so sit down, get your legs out a little bit, and back straight, just chill. Make sure your legs are spread out enough that you're feeling it. And yeah. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna get going. I'd recommend if you're just gonna be sitting around, do some arm stretches. So this one for your shoulder, like this is good, and hold it for a while. And this for your tricep. Okay. So I'd recommend doing those on each side. But for now, I'm gonna go eat lunch. So I hope that was good for everybody. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Okay, so today we're going to be working a little bit more on that end. So I'll start right leg because my right leg is feeling a little stiff lately. So last week we did side kick wall drill and holding it. This time we're going to start. Okay, the camera doesn't reach. Ignore my mic. So we're going to start with your foot out at about knee level and keep your body in one straight line. From here, gonna raise it up to your hip or higher if you can. I'm really old and my hips don't move anymore, so this is as high as I can go right now without leaning too much. And we're just gonna go back down to your knee, come back up, and then down, and then up, then down, then up, and then down. But every time you go down now, I want you to go down less. Right? So if we started from our knee level and now we're up here, I want you to just go down to your hip and come back up. Or if your hip is their maximum, then try to minimize how much you're dipping your foot down. Does that make sense? Yes? So we're going to start low and just slowly wiggle our way up as high as we can go and develop those muscles that we need for very high kicks. I know this is a weird one, potentially painful. So the big thing here is try not to let your body fold, okay? So you want your body as straight as possible. It doesn't matter how high you're going. I want you to build the muscle to keep this shape, okay? So let's keep that in mind and we'll give it a good try. So we're just gonna bounce our legs like this, up high, high, high. And we're gonna hold it for, I will set my timer for 30 seconds at a time. Once I figure out how to work my phone. Not 30 minutes, seconds. Okay, ready? We all know what we're doing? All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Once you've hit about as high as you feel you can go, just keep at that level. Try to hold it. It might hurt a bit. I'm feeling it in my glutes and down. Okay. A little bit of pain. We're gonna switch legs. We're gonna go at it again. This is our warm-up. Okay, ready? You're doing good, everybody. In 3, 2, 1, let's start. And down. Okay, how's that feel? How are your back muscles doing? Glutes? A little bit of tension?
I heard my hip joint come out with every leg raise.
Okay, so let's stretch it out a little bit. All right, we're just gonna do, what are these called even? Like the soccer stretches, I guess? Or like I see like track and field teams doing these where like you're basically doing a crescent kick, but with your knee tucked in.
Hip rotations.
Hip rotations?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
so let's do some of those. All right, stretching into out. And really focus on opening up your hip with this. And then do a few going out to in. I think the harder option might have been easier, technically speaking.
What was it?
Because that would have been just find a little bit of room, do psychic, so on. And I almost tripped on my own feet. Hardwood with sweaty feet. What can you do? Okay. So the next exercise, we're just going to go through this quick so we have more time for patterns, is going to be same thing we did last week. Side kick, out nice and slow. Out and hold. Okay? But this time, we're going to really slow it down. So it's going to be in the chamber position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then back in. And then down. So we will drop her feet every time. But it's about an 8 count extending, 8 count hold. And then before we drop her foot, we're always going to come back to the chamber. Okay? Let's give it a try. We'll do that 10 times each leg. And then doing this again will be our homework, both drills. So on my count, and number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back in and drop. And take a breath and back up. And let's go out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in. And pause, and then down. So with this, I really want you to emphasize on the extension motion, right? Keeping that foot traveling in a straight line as possible, and then bring it back in smoothly. Okay, number 3, let's go. In chamber position, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in. Hold it for a moment and down. Good. So when you're bringing your leg back in for chamber, it's not just bent out here, right? It's still in the I could extend again position. This is helpful not just for poomsae, but also for sparring, if you ever go that route, with just always being ready to shoot out again. Okay, number 4, chamber, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in. Hold it and down. Good. Okay, everyone's doing good. Any pain anywhere? No? We're getting tired? Thumbs up? Okay. 5th one. Up. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in and down. Okay, halfway through right leg. You guys are okay? Starting to feel it? All right, number 6. And we're gonna go out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In and down. You're all doing good. I know ball drills suck, but they do help. And all right, number 7. We're almost there. Up and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back in. Hold it and down. Okay, everyone's doing good. Keep it up, and then we'll take a break before we switch legs. Quick breather. Okay. Chamber again. And what is this, number 8? So out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And back in and down. You guys are doing great. And if you're really feeling it in your back, make sure you stretch a little bit between, massage it out. But don't worry, we'll stretch it before we do the next leg. Number 9. Get ready, get ready. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In and down. Good job. And the last one, we'll make it a little extra challenging. We'll add 1 more second on the hold. And I think we can all do it. All right, ready? And extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in and down. Okay, and let's get off the wall. Let's stretch it out a bit. So just swing your body to the side. Let's really stretch out this lower backs. Okay, good. Hips rotating each direction. Make it a good deep stretch. And the other way too. Right, and then over to the side. And then hold it for a little bit. The other side. Just going through this real fast. Okay, and let's get back on the wall and do our other leg. So same deal, 8-second extension, 8-second hold, then bring it back in, hold for a second, then down. So ready, and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in and down. Okay. So we're still fresh on this leg. We're all doing okay. Any pain anywhere? No? Okay. Up again. Ready, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, hold, and down. Good. We'll go through this a little faster. Number 3. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In and down. We're all okay? Yes? Thumbs up, quick, good. All right, number 4. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in and down. Some of you guys are making me feel very unflexible with this, which is a good thing for you guys and a bad thing for me. I need to put in more work. All right, ready? Number 5. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In and down. Okay. I'm starting to sweat too. So if you're sweating, if you're feeling bad, that's okay. Wall drills are meant to do that. Number 6. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In and down. You might notice that one leg tends to do better than the other. I think that's pretty normal. That means drill the other leg like 50% more or twice as much when you're doing it on your own. Right, number 7. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in and down. Whew. And we're all doing fine. Everyone's doing great. And number 8. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in and down. Okay. What did I say that was? Number 7 or number 8? We'll say we're doing number 8 now. and up, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in and down. Second last set, number 9. Let's do this. Chamber, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in and down. Last set, we'll hold for an extra second again. Okay? Right. Chamber. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in and down. Good job. And same thing, let's quickly stretch out. Rotate your hips a bit. Mine is starting to pop and crack a little bit. And rotate the other way. Good, and stretch over to one side. And hold it a little bit. Stretch over to the other side. And hold it a little bit. And we're good. Okay. Alicia, all yours.
Can everybody see me? Thumbs up? Okay, cool. So, quickly going over just basically stances. So I'll call our chariot stance kind of default stance. So everything will be relative to this stance. So chariot stance is when both feet are together facing forward. Okay? So after chariot stance, we'll do horse riding stance. Horse riding stance is 2 feet laterally, horizontally. So you're gonna step 2.5 feet. So 1, 2.5, and this will be your horse riding stance from here. This is how I measure. So 1 from here, and 1, 2.5, and sit back. Okay. Now from here, we're gonna pick whichever leg you're gonna move, but that's the only leg that you'll be moving, okay? So if I chose to move my left leg, I'm only gonna use my left leg to move. My right leg stays planted. If I choose my right leg to move, my left leg stays planted. So from here, we'll go from left leg horse riding stance to left leg walking stance. So I'm sure like everybody knows how to walk, but from knees bent, you'll go stand up and stepping forward with one foot. I'll go back so you guys can see me a little bit. So for walking stance, it's basically how you walk. It's from chariot stance, reference-wise, it'll be 1.5 foot forward with your back leg pivoted slightly. Okay? Because nobody walks exactly with both their feet forward. It's a little awkward. So naturally, we'll walk with a slight pivot, and that's how you should look. Okay? So that was 3 stances we've gone over really quickly. And from here, if you take one more step forward, 1, and pivot your back leg, lift your heel and pivot inwards and bend it back, sitting back, you should be in your back stance. So here you go from 1.5 feet to 2.5 feet into a back stance. So you go from up and your weight should drop into your backside 1. Okay? And for reference, how your feet should look, it should basically look like an L. So this part here will be your back foot, and your front foot should be facing forward this way on the floor. Okay? And when you drag it back, your heels should touch. They should be what I like to call butted. So they're like butting against each other. So we go from walking stance, pushing into back stance. Okay. And from back stance, if we take one more step, we can shift into a forward stance or long stance. And from here, we want to pivot our back foot back to the way it was before. So we remember how walking stance we were like this? This should be the same way in long stance, in a kind of 45-degree angle. So in this 45-degree angle, you're going to take from your chariot stance, it should be around 3 to 3.5 feet forward. So if I were here, it would be 1, 2, 3, bend your front knee, and pivot your back leg. This should be how long your long stance is. And naturally, your long stance obviously should not be in the same line. It's very unstable. So we would want at least one fist distance from here, 1 fist distance in between your feet to the side. That's how I like to measure it. You guys can measure it otherwise. That's how I think is a good reference. So from here, 3.5 feet, 1 fist width apart, and with your back foot pivoted on 45 degrees. Good? Okay, so we'll start from the beginning. So we'll start from chariot stance. So this is 1, and we'll put our hands at our hips at a kind of like chamber position just to get used to it. And we'll move 1 foot only into horse riding stance. The same foot will move into walking stance. It will push into back stance. And push one more time into long stance. And from here, we're going to shift backwards the same way. So, only moving the same foot, we want to move into back stance. This will be a little hard because you have to drag a lot of weight back, but back stance. And from here, walking stance. And horse riding stance. And back to chariot. Okay, now we'll try the other foot. So same thing. From chariot stance, you always use the same foot, but just for these purposes, we're going to switch legs. So we'll try the other foot now. I'll be using my right leg, but if you're using the left leg, that's okay too. So hands up, chamber position, and step 2.5 feet to the side into horse riding stance. The same foot is going to move forward into a walking stance. Remember, this should be 1.5 foot forward with your back leg pivoted. And you're going to push this foot forward 1 foot and pivot your back foot 90 degrees and sit back on it. If you wanted like weight distribution, I would like to say it's like a 70% of your weight here, 30% of your weight here. But I'm not too sure. I don't really divide my weight this way. So this way should be fine. And remember, when you're doing back stance, just as a quick reminder, when you do back stance, you want your back to stay straight. So imagine you're standing straight, and you're just bending your back knee only. You don't want to like dip your body back because this is really uncomfortable and really bad for you. So here, I just want to stand straight, and imagine I'm just bending my back leg back. And it's kind of like I'm about to sit on a stool. Okay? And I'm in my back stance. And if I take 1 more step forward, I should be in a forward stance or a long stance. Okay. And this should be the opposite of back stance. Instead of 70% of my weight back, I will bring 70% of my weight forward. Okay? I know it's a little complicated. It's like going in one ear out the other. So from here, now we'll go backwards this way. So 1, back stance. And 2, walking stance. And 3, horse riding stance. And 4, back to chariot stance. Chariot stance or chumbi stance. Actually, right, I should have gone over that. So for chumbi stance, I didn't go over this earlier, but chumbi stance is 1 foot distance apart. So if I want to measure it, it's 1, 2. So when I go to chumbi, it should be this far, or like however big your feet are. I don't know. And like kind of around there, it's just like a guesstimation. It's not actual distance. And then so feet together, 0 feet apart, chariot stance, 1 foot, chumbi stance, 2.5 2 feet with a 90-degree angle is your back stance. 3 to 3.5 feet is your forward long stance. Okay? And for more advanced stances, like, I don't know how you guys call it, like tiger stance and crane stance. Just for reference, I'll tell you guys this now. For a tiger stance, for crane stance, it doesn't matter. Your foot should be in the air and your knee should be bent. 100% of your weight here, 0% of your weight here. So that doesn't matter that much. For a tiger stance, 10% of your weight on your front leg, 90% of your weight on your back leg, and if you measure it, your heel should be where your toe is, and you kind of sit back. This should be your tiger stance. Okay? But that was like just a review. So maybe for like the next like minute or so, just start from here to V stance, and you're gonna go horse riding stance, walking stance, back stance, long stance, back stance, walking stance, horse riding stance, to V. And then we reset with the other leg. Horse riding, walking, back stance. Okay? So maybe do that maybe 2 times each side, 3 times if you feel like you have time. But just make sure to try and always move one leg only. Don't try to adjust the other leg too much. Okay? And go ahead whenever you have a chance. And if you feel necessary, or if you want to, after horse stance, you can squeeze in the crane stance and tiger stance. So from horse stance, crane stance, tiger stance, walking stance, and then et cetera, et cetera. And then same thing backwards, okay? If you feel like you want something a little harder. Making sure your front foot always has the toes facing forward. Everybody again? Whenever you're done, just give me a thumbs up or something. Okay. One thing I do want to note is the fact that not even just in shifting of stances, but when you do your pattern, if you're also not done, you can continue. When you're doing your poomsae or whatever, I highly stress the fact that you should never pivot on your heels. So I will show you an example. So here, if I'm shifting, for example, from my walking stance to my back stance, I'm in walking stance, I don't want to use my heel to turn, because that gives like damage to the knees, and as we age, we don't notice it now, but it's gonna hurt. So here, I want to lift my heel and pivot inward with my heel. I never want to use my heel to push my foot out, okay? So whenever you move or shift or anything, everything should be done on kind of like the ball of your foot, so like the tip of your foot versus the heel, because this is really hard to move too. Like imagine like spinning around like this will be a lot tougher then this. Right? Oh, okay. Let's check the time. So it's 2:40. We're gonna split up to do our poomsaes now. So for like I announced in the group chat, I don't know if everybody saw, we'll be doing technique number 4, sajang and kungman. So we're gonna go into more details about those two, and depending on like which pattern you want to do, you guys can do whichever one you'd like. But those are the two we're gonna be working on today. Try to incorporate the stance adjustments we just went over. And Doyun, can you please split us up? I don't know if I'm allowed to split us up.
Also, if I put you into one room, but you want to be in another one to work on, you know, like you're a black belt who wants to work on their taegeuk a bit more, for example, then just let me know and I can just adjust. Okay, the rooms are now opening. Oh, okay, Ed, I will move you. And we'll meet back here in, let's say, right on the hour. All right. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
So last week we went over taegeuk samjang. We're gonna take some of that and start working on the techniques that are new in taegeuk 4, rather than jumping straight into the steps. There's a lot of new stuff that build upon taegeuk samjang. So I think it's gonna be good to just reinforce those techniques, and then the next time we have class, we'll put it together into the steps. Okay? So back stance, still very crucial, right? You need a really solid back stance. If I were to move my, so you guys can see my messy room as well, right? So back stance is really integral to taegeuk sajang. The first step is actually in a back stance, from 준비 turning to the left. From here, what we're going to be doing is everything we're going to do now is going to be in back stance for today. So feel free to just go into back stance. Your legs will hurt from holding it. And what's going to happen is we're just going to go over the hand techniques, because last time we did single knife hand block. Now we have the double, which comes in blocking around the sternum, right? And this motion is still the same. This block starts from the ear level coming down. So the motion is, I'm trying to find a good angle. Let me highlight my video or pin it. Okay. So we start from here or so. And this is going to tilt out, like spin out like usual. This is going to come in and snap down to here. Okay? So all together, right? If I do it diagonally, I think I show better. So I'm still in back stance, and from here, just here, in slow motion, like this. Okay? This is still the turn, and this comes in, touching. Well, technically, you don't slap yourself here, like in your chest. It's gonna be hovering just off with your fingers together. Make sense? We're all good? All right, so from here, one thing I like to do is give a slight hip rotation. So instead of just going hands, right? I like to go here, and here you can see like I'm turning my hip a little bit. So as I come forward, my hip is gonna snap as well. It's gonna generate a lot more visible impact. And let's say there's someone very big coming in trying to hit me. It gives me just that little bit more force to make that block count, right? So I won't be swept aside. Alec, I love that snap. That is perfect. But one thing I want to do for poomsae, you want slightly bigger motions on the stuff. When you're belt testing, when you're out at a tournament, sometimes it's hard to see to find like the fine details. So you want to make sure it's still visible. If you're going to apply it, definitely go for the speed and go for efficiency. But on the more traditional side, we're going to go this. 1, 2. And same thing on the other side, right? This hand is still coming out from the hip area with my fingers aligning with my shoulders. This comes in, boom. And the hip. Okay? So practice that a couple times. And so Emily, what I want you to do is you're kind of being really stiff with this part, with the chamber. So what I want you to do is just relax a bit. Relax your shoulder, right? 1, boom. It's not like them. Here, it's gonna have a bit more circular motion. One more time. So you can take your elbow out from your side a little bit more, right? So from here, like, kind of like middle block, right? It's gonna start from like around your ear instead of being like down by shoulder, right? So if I do it on this side, it's right, just relax and then snap. Okay?
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
Where do you keep your thumb when you're doing your knife hand? Do you keep it straight? Okay.
I personally do it like this. I don't know. Maybe my thumb is just on the short end and it just curves like this, like bends in a bit more naturally.
All right.
Think of it like the knife hand. When you're doing like board breaking, for example, you don't want it to be going out to the side at all. You don't want it to flop out. You just want to keep it tight. Think about your hand as a spear.
Thanks.
Yeah. Good. And then just try that a couple more times on each side, and we'll move on to the next hand technique soon. Yeah. So for the back stance, one thing that I found helpful was it's not fully tilted to the side, right? It's going to be slightly tilted towards the front. Because if I'm just blocking like this, sure. But one thing I've seen like a lot of people do is just angle their bodies more forward while keeping the feet in the same position. So it's not like facing the side with your head going this way. Your shoulders are going to be set a bit more naturally. Okay. Here. Nice. Okay, so we'll do that one more time each. Very good, Ed. Emily, which way is the blade of your palm or hand facing when you're blocking? Okay, good. Sorry. The angle, I think, made things a little bit unclear. Also, zoom being zoom. All right, so let's move on to the next technique, which is also another double knife hand. This one is in forward stance. So your shoulders and hips should be square going forward. It's a high block motion with knife hand strike to the neck. Okay. So the knife hand strike starts like the block, but you're going to extend out, and you can tell the difference with the straight arm. Well, this block is the high block, but just the knife hand. Okay. So it's going to look something like from here. is the ready. So this is going to start moving up first, faster. It's got more distance to travel on the high block, right? This is just going to come forward, strike to the neck. Yeah. So here, one thing I've seen people do is you're going to be stepping into this stance from the side. So have your chamber ready as you're stepping in. And then kind of when you're practicing it isolated, start with your body turned a little bit from the forward stance. From here, as you start landing forward fully into your stance, you're going to come up and out with your block strike. Does that make sense? I don't know if I was explaining that properly. All good. Okay. Yeah, so from here, boom. Block and strike to the neck. Get ready and block and strike to the neck. So let's see. So make sure that your knife hand strike is purely at the neck level, under the chin and above the collarbone. Anywhere in that range is good. So it won't be going up super high or even level with the shoulder, just slight upward tilt. And let's see, everybody just do this a couple times. Good, good, good. So Emily, make sure your high block isn't out to the side, right? Or up too high. It's gonna be focused on your head, your forehead, protecting the center line. Good. And try not to bend your wrist in your high block. Keep it straight as possible. Because if you catch any impact on your wrist or on your hand, if it's bent, it might slide off in a bad way and injure you. So Alec, I want you to bring your block over just a tiny bit more so that your forearm is likely to catch any impact. Right. Unless I'm, yeah, that's a lot better. And Ed, same thing, just bring the block over just a tiny bit more. Not up, just horizontally over. Yeah. I think some people might teach it differently. So if the way you learned it was the hand there, then sure. I personally am thinking about how effective is it going to be if I catch on my hand versus if I catch it on my arm. Okay. I think we have time for another technique, which is going to be the new part, another new thing. So in Untitled Chapter, the first step is step out to the left, double knife hand block. Then the next step is you step forward to forward stance, and you spear hand, as in you're striking with your fingertips, straight to the solar plex. So your arm isn't going to be going straight up like this, it's going to be coming downwards to hit straight to the center line body. And your other arm isn't going to chamber, it's actually going to come down to support right at the elbow. Like this. Can everyone see? So it shouldn't be up here, it shouldn't be here. Your other arm should be tucked right under the elbow. And I don't have enough space here to show it properly. So from here, the motion is this. And you have to time this, the strike to extend, at the exact moment your body weight settles into long stance. So I've seen some people doing it like from here, 1, 2, like step and then strike. It has to be from here, step and strike at the same time. Yeah. You probably won't have to do this kind of technique for board breaking because it really hurts. But for the record, for most starts of poomsae, you want your hand to be like pretty much like this, like just as flat as possible. If you're actually going to use this technique to hit something, your fingers should be like gathered. So you're striking with 3 fingertips. So you're not just going to injure one finger. I had to do a board break for my junior black belt test, for my poom test like this. And I did it this way. And I might have injured my middle finger severely. So if you're actually going to strike, then make sure you keep it gathered. If not, then just straight and out is fine. So from here, and just practice going from back stance here, stepping forward and striking. So one thing you'll notice me doing slightly poorly here is the timing with my hands. But that was an okay one, where this inward motion and this outward motion start and end at the same time. Yeah, Emily, that's perfect. But it also has to coincide with step. And remember, you're striking to the solar plex, so your arm should be in line with the center of your body. Yeah, that's good. And make sure that your hand isn't going too far out from your arm. That it's still going to be in line. So for you guys, the homework I'm going to assign, double knife hand block, going into spear hand, and then practice the block and strike at the same time. So because of time, I think I'm going to send out the announcement that we will have to meet back the main room soon. I'm sorry that this is rushed. The wall drill took a little longer than I thought it would. But if there's any questions, this is the perfect time. Any questions on the forum for any of this stuff? No? Everyone knows their homework. Everyone is picking this up really fast, which I love to see.
Next time we might go through 2 patterns.
Next time, do you want to go through 2 patterns next time?
I guess. I think they're relatively straightforward.
Easy. Okay. So next week, or the next time we do patterns, we'll put together Taegek Sajang, all of it, as much as we can. And then we'll see if we have time to revisit Samjang real quickly, as well as start going into the techniques for number 5, Ojang. So also, the reason I did the wall drills the way I did today is because side kick is a very big thing in Taegek Sajang. There is a step, which from here is kick, punch. Let's see if I have space in my room. It's side kick, block. So you're gonna have to get used to, one, having good control on your side kick. It doesn't matter how high you're kicking. Control matters a lot more, right? So you could be like Emily and just kick like way up here. But if, unlike Emily, you don't have the balance, and you're like, I'm falling over, my hip's getting thrown out, then it means nothing. You need the stability. So make sure it's side kick in control, side kick in control, so that you can come into a block, a punch, whatever, okay? So that's why I wanted to do all the stability drills. I think I have to close the breakout rooms now. Sorry if this was a little bit rushed. If you feel like it was, just let me know, and I'll adjust it for the next class. Okay, so I think everyone knows their homework.